Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new spoiler review of the Marvel Studios and Disney Plus TV show WandaVision. Episode 4 just dropped on the streaming service, and today I'm going to break it all down and give you my spoiler thoughts of this brand new episode of WandaVision. Before we get into WandaVision Episode 4 spoiler fashion, please leave a like. That is the best way at this point to support this channel. Also, please comment down below your spoiler thoughts. Let's have a fun discussion in the comment section down below about your spoiler thoughts of this episode. Tell me your predictions for the next 5 episodes of the show. Also, if you're new to the channel, I'm trying to get on my way to 100 subscribers, so please be a part of the journey. Hit that subscribe button, ring that bell for notifications. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews like this. I'm shooting platform reviews and movie rankings. If you like any one of those things, you should definitely hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join Max Talks Movies. And without further ado, let's get into this episode. So this is the first episode where we're basically not in the sitcom the entire episode. We're getting a completely different perspective on Wanda's basically world. The first 3 episodes went 50s, 60s, 70s, and we were expecting, of course, we're going to go 80s this week, 90s the following week, 2000s, 2010s, 2020, present day. And we actually don't. We actually focus on episode 3, which is a pretty big episode, a lot of people's favorite episode. And now we take it in the perspective of Monica Rambeau, Randall Park's character, and Kat Dennings' character. So let's get down first. The first part is that we're kind of confirmed at the beginning of the episode that Maria Rambeau died. Obviously, we know Maria Rambeau was in Captain Marvel. That took place in the 90s. The mother of Monica Rambeau, and we kind of confirmed that she dies. It kind of seemed like Monica might have blipped. I'm really not sure. I can't wait to watch people do their Easter egg breakdowns as well. Again, not my forte, but Monica is going to sword. She has this communication with Jimmy Woo, who is played by Randall Park. And then Monica disappears. Her drone disappears, which is the helicopter form that takes place in episode 2, and then she goes into that world. And as we said, it's not a helicopter putting her in, it was a drone. Everyone's theory was that that was a helicopter made into a toy helicopter that took Monica into the world, but it's not. Monica accidentally goes into the world without knowing what she was getting into, and that's when Randall Park, the FBI, and Sword both combine on figuring out this world and bringing, first of all, Monica back, and then Kat Dennings' character. So Kat Dennings is back from the Thor film. She was in the first 2 Thor films as Darcy Lewis, and she was a character that I felt tried to be funny in the MCU. I don't really blame Kat Dennings. I believe a lot of the one-timers that she was given to say in those first 2 Thor films, which I thought were definitely weak, 2 of the weaker films in the MCU. And I think she's easily the best that her character and her performance has been in the show. And then Randall Park once again comes back as Jimmy Woo from Ant-Man and the Wasp. And now they're combining onto the story, and they bring in these task people. Darcy Lewis comes in, and she is the one who put this TV together and is getting the information from Wanda's world that it's a sitcom. She says she's really into the TV show, jokingly, which I thought was a very funny joke, how into the show she was. But we see, and we kind of rewind on the first 3 episodes. We see how Jimmy Woo got to communicate with Wanda in episode 2, and they think that it was a failure, but Wanda changes how the outside world sees her sitcom compared to how we saw the sitcom in the first 3 episodes, which I thought was really, really brilliant. We saw how the beekeeper potential person in episode 2, how the backstory to that whole development, how he just has a hazmat suit, goes underneath the sewers, goes through, and bees just start coming onto him instantly. That's why I guess he wears the hazmat suit, of course. We see Wanda saying no. We see just so much stuff happening behind the scenes of this episode, which I thought was actually a brilliant thing. It makes you rethink everything that you saw in the first 3 episodes. I thought this was also a pretty risky episode. You're really not getting any new Wanda and Vision. We got maybe 2 to 5 minutes of new Wanda and Vision content, and meaning the characters Wanda and Vision saying different lines, doing different things. But it was a really risky move that I thought really paid off, because this episode says, wait, we're going to show you everything that a completely different perspective on on this WandaVision world. And then we see also some more information about how Wanda just kicks out Monica, and it's very villainous the way that she handles Monica Rambeau, how she kicks her out, the way she reacts, and her movements throughout this episode when she's on screen. It felt very villainous, in my opinion. And as the theories continue to add on, it does seem like that Wanda just took over this world, that all these people who are in the show are missing people. So there's a lot that needs to happen. We're only 4 episodes into a 9-episode show. So again, that's very, very exciting. But as a whole, again, Monica does get kicked out of the world, and we see that they're going to ask her, and we said, Monica, are you okay? And she just says, Wanda. We cut back to we thought was the ending of that episode 3, but it kind of differs. Wanda gets to see Vision as Vision's form when he died in Infinity War, with there's no more light to him. The Infinity Stone is out of his head. It really shocked me. I was like, oh my God, what just happened? And then Wanda snaps out of it for a second. He's back to normal Vision. You can tell Vision was kind of off in this last 5 minutes, a different ending to we got in episode 3. Vision says that we could just go anywhere. And Wanda, in a very villainous way, was like, we can't go anywhere. This is our home. And you can tell Vision felt very off about the entire situation. So the question is now, what happens next? Do we go back into a sitcom? Do we go to the 80s sitcom next episode? Or do we start just getting a back and forth between the real world and this alternate world that Wanda has created? That is the big thing here. We have Jimmy Woo involved. You have Darcy Lewis, and I thought Darcy was also a really fun character this episode. I really couldn't take her that seriously in Thor films. She was just trying to make jokes. You really couldn't tell that she was like an astronaut or whatever her job is. But you could take her really seriously in getting the job done in this episode. And she kind of orchestrates everything that's helping out SWORD and the FBI work out. And we got to see SWORD headquarters. And then we came here, and the idea of Westview, people not believing Westview is a real place, even though they're from Eastview, was a really fun little nitpick there. So I really did enjoy this episode. Is it one of my favorites? Probably. It's not my favorite episode, but I still really like the idea of Marvel saying, how about this? We're going to give you a rewind and tell you how stuff was happening the first 3 episodes only. We're still not understanding what is going to end up happening. Which I really liked. Again, the show answered a lot of questions from the first 3 episodes alone, but there's so many unanswered questions that still has to happen in these next 5 episodes, which is just really, really sad that we have 5 more weeks of this show. I think a lot of the complaints were, can we just get all the answers now? And I think what people need to understand that this is a TV show, not a movie. TV shows need to take their time, develop the story, and then start to quickly answer questions. I think the show is doing that brilliantly. Each episode, you get more answers completed. Like, you get more answers each episode. And I think people need to be patient with the show. And this is TV shows. It's not a movie. It's not 2.5-hour movie where they're going to throw a lot at you at once, a lot of answers. This show wants you to take your time, question what is going on, which I think is actually a brilliant take from the show. But as I said, it was not really it was a brand new episode of a behind the scenes of our world's perspective on Wanda's world, which I thought was really, really brilliant. So once again, leave me your thoughts in the comment section, your thoughts of WandaVision. Is this actually your favorite episode or your least favorite episode? Do you agree or disagree with me? Let's talk about it in the comment section down below. Please like the video, share this video to everyone who watches WandaVision that you know, and also subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. I got 3 more movie reviews coming out, possibly all today. Palmer will be today. I watched that last night. I'll be watching The Little Things and the new Netflix film. So a lot more reviews coming down here on Max Talks Movies. And once again, next week, right here on this YouTube channel, I'll be getting my episode 5 spoiler review of WandaVision. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next one.